Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, RV extraordinaire, coming to you from Beckley's Camping Center today. As you can see, I have PJ with me this time. I know somebody questioned that. Where was he in the last video? And I totally forgot. But anyway, showing you the 2020 Hurricane 29M. And this was a special request by Camper Life. And I'm going to have their link right up above here, as well as down below the video. Now, if this is the first time you're watching my channel, I do appreciate you checking in. Please do consider subscribing, and that little bell right next to the subscribe is if you'd like to be notified when I do put on additional videos. Check out my how-to videos as well as some of my vlogs. If there's something in particular that you'd like me to cover for you, please do reach out to me. My contact information as well as the specs and pricing for this unit will be down below the video. But let's get on to this camper. Starting on the outside, one thing you're going to notice is that you're going to have an outside TV and an outside kitchen. But the cool thing is, there's a little app you can download. Now, it costs you 99 cents if you want to do this, and you can actually operate your slides, your lights, your awning, all on your phone or on your device. So if I want to go ahead and extend my awning, I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the app, put it on the particular location for opening the awning, and it's that easy. So as I had mentioned, you do have a TV on your door side. Nice thing, it's up rather high. It's going to have its own sound bar as well. You can pair that, so it's Bluetooth pairable, so you can go and play music and so forth out here. You're going to have the storage doors. I'm going to show you inside of all of those as well. And then, of course, you do have your kitchen area back here. Now, in the kitchen area, you're going to have an actual sink that has a drain, and you have a nice little refrigerator. Now, with your outside kitchen, you also have an LP connection, so that way there you have a grill. You set the grill out right here, and that way there you can cook. If you want, you can even put it up underneath the awning. As you can see, that is a rather nice length for the awning. Now, also on your phone, you can get to your lights, so you can turn on your entry lights, your front lights, your rear, but also your compartment lights. So that way there, you're not having to futz around trying to find out where the light switch is. This is in your front bay, and as you can see, that goes all the way across there. You see the light from the other side. This is your freshwater tank, and you can see your drain is right there, very convenient. So your fill is right here, and then your drain on your freshwater tank right below it. Nice thing with these inside compartments here is that they're rotocast plastic, and you have a drain plug in each of them, so you can go ahead and rinse these out. You don't have to worry about water getting on wood or anything of that nature. Now, the next little compartment, this is going to be your coach batteries, so they're easily accessible. You can see you have a little tie right here, so that way there, and you can run something through this little hole right here. So if you have Fido or something you want to tie up or lock up, you can go ahead and put this right under the awning. Your next storage door doesn't go all the way across, but as you can see, it's pretty good size compartment. Now, you're going to notice these doors swing sideways, so you're not having to reach underneath of the doors themselves. And of course, I showed you the TV, but you also have some 110 outlets right here. So if you want to put some additional lighting or anything else you might need to plug in, coffee pot, crock pot, whatever, you have that opportunity. You can always tell where the LP is located because you're going to notice on the door, you do not have any locks. So this is your LP, so it's going to be on the door side. Just got to remember that when you pull in to get it filled up. This has it's just a little bit over 26 gallons of LP that is available here for you. And of course, you do have your tank reader there. You're going to have something on the inside as well. So that's where your LP bottle is located. You're going to have the Atwood water heater. I'll have a little link down below on how to properly operate that one. And the way you can tell whether you have the Atwood or whether you have the Suburban is the Atwood is going to have this little sight glass. The Suburban will not. Now, another benefit to your Atwood water heater is the fact it's a plastic plug for draining it. You don't have to have an anode rod because this is an aluminum tank. Now, on the back side of your motorhome, you're going to notice it's a fully molded fiberglass rear cap. It's much more durable. You're also going to notice you have a Class 3 receiver back here. Now, this Class 3 receiver is rated at 8,000 pounds. You're going to see the sticker there, but I'm going to go over that a little bit when we get on the inside. And you can see that your generator exhaust is to the back. Now, you do have the ladder so that you're able to get up on the roof. And you're going to notice right in the middle at the top there, that is your rear observation camera. So you're able to see yourself when you're backing up as well as when you're driving down the road. Now, looking at your roof, nice clean roof. Notice how they take the edges around over the, well, I should say the edges of the roof material over the side instead of being on the roof itself. Make it a little bit nicer, less seams that way. Now, you're also going to notice that this is going to have, it is already set up for roof solar panels if you want. This is Go Power roof solar. So you can add 2 panels up here if you wish. You're also going to notice for a 30-foot motorhome, you have 2 air conditioners. Notice how your power vent fan, it already has a cover that allows you to use it when it's raining out. You see your skylight for the bathroom. You're going to have another power vent fan there. It's going to be a little different. I'll show you when we get in the inside. Moving up to the front here, you're going to notice you have another power vent fan here, or at least a vent. And then the wind guard, your actual antenna, and that runs with Togo, as they call it. It's not Tugo, it's Togo. So that gives you local TV channels as well as some Wi-Fi capabilities. Looking back towards the back, you can see the roof. Now, people always say, well, Paul, are you allowed to get up on these roofs? Absolutely. That's why they put the ladder there. So you get up here, clean them, brush off your slide out before you put it in if you don't have a slide topper. But also, if you want to sit up here and kind of take in the scenery, I mean, look at the scenery. Look at what you're able to take in. You know, just imagine where you go camping, or maybe you're stopping at a rest stop, and maybe you have a beautiful scenery, and you're able to get up on the roof and take it all in. Now, looking down the driver's side of the camper, you're going to notice it is a full wall slide. I'll show you that when we're inside. You're going to notice you also do have the slide topper for your awning. Your compartment, the rear compartment right here, this is going to be your 5500 Onan generator. Notice how your gas fill is right here, so it's aft of the tire. Makes it easy for you when you're pulling up to a gas pump. You're able to actually see where you need to be. Little storage compartment right here. Again, it's not going to go all the way across, but it does go somewhat across. I don't know if you're able to see that at all. This is your exhaust for your furnace, and then you have 2 access panels to the refrigerator. The reason why you have 2 is because it's in the slide out. They're not able to put the second one on the roof. Now, since you do have 2 air conditioners, you're going to have a 50 amp cord, as you can see. This is where you can hook up cable. And then right in this area, this is where you're going to have your sewer dump, outside shower, black tank rinse, and then your city water connection is right above it, so it's going to be right here. So it makes it very accessible, makes it very easy for you to hook up and be able to dump your tanks. Notice also it does have the light. Again, that could be operated through your app on the phone. Now, these next 3 compartments, or compartment doors, the very front one, that's going to be for your stabilizers, for putting those down. And then you have access, this is all going to be one big open storage bin. And again, as you remember, it goes all the way across to the front there. You can see I have light on both sides of this, so if you're opening either door, you're able to see what you're getting into. Taking a look at the front, nice big one-piece windshield, and you can see you have pretty cool lighting up front here, as you can see. A little bit difficult to see in the daylight. So as you're coming in the door, you're going to notice there's a little yellow-orange light down underneath here, so you're not going to miss that step. But as you're coming in here, there's also a little light right here. You notice in the step area, you have a little drawer, so you can put some of your things that you're going to need on the outside, make them pretty accessible for you here. And then right here as you come in the door, this is where you have your battery disconnect and connect. You turn it on when you need lights, or you need to use your 12 volt, or you want to charge your batteries, you want to have that on. And then you notice your step well light, living room light, cargo light, awning light. That's all right here. Now keep in mind, you can have that on your app, which will be right on your phone as well. Nice little cup holder here, so that way there when you turn the seat around, you're able to go ahead and have a place to put your drink. Besides there, you'll have that, or you have the little dog box there. Now right in here, this is going to be for your turning your inverter on. The inverter, what that does, that'll go ahead and take battery power and turn that into 110 power in certain outlets. Be sure that you have whoever's showing you through the coach, have them go ahead and bring out something so they can show you what outlets are actually working off the inverter. Right below that, this is the GoPro solar charge controller, so it's already prepped and everything for it. It's just a matter of putting the panels on the roof, and then you'd have solar charge. Now keep in mind, that's just going to go ahead and charge your coach batteries, and what that does is allows you to extend your boondocking experience without using your generator. Now this is a look at the front. You're going to notice there's a bed that comes down. I'm going to show you how that comes down later. But this is going to be the cockpit area. You have the dog box here. Plastic, no carpet over it. That way there, you know, maybe it lasts a little bit longer for you. And as you can see, your seat, this is going to be a power seat for the driver. And then the passenger seat's going to be manual. But both of these seats do spin around, so they can be part of back here. Look at how large this screen is here. Now right now, I mean, we have the protective cover over it, so it's a little bit different setup there. So, but you can turn it on and off. There's also going to be your stereo, and you'll be able to see. You actually don't have to be, if you're like me and have large print on your phone, you're not going to have to worry about that on your radio. You'll actually be able to read that without your reading glasses. Now this is also, it's Sirius satellite, and you also have Bluetooth, Bluetooth 8, you have an audio-visual in, you have navigation, USB, rear camera, side cameras, so it's quite the setup for you. Now notice that little window over there. Nice thing with that is you're driving down the road, you know, you're looking to turn. That does two things. That little window could be for your cat, your dog, but also so you can see if there's somebody there. Besides, you're going to have your side view camera. So if I turn my side view camera on, you're going to notice in this, you can see down the side of the coach, you can see, look at that, tripod's in the way. So you'd hit that if you moved. Now you're also going to notice that you have fans on either side here. Now the nice thing, when I'm driving, whether it's cold out or whether it's hot out, I have those fans tilted towards the windshield because I want either the cold air from the coach or the hot air from the coach, if I'm reheating it, if it's cold outside, to be going across the windshield instead of blowing that heat or the coldness coming from that windshield onto me. So, but you can control that. You have switches both for driver as well as for the passenger right there. So looking at your driver's, you can see that you're going to have mirror heat, your LCI electronic leveling systems there, has fog lights, emergency start. Now this emergency start is pretty critical, folks. If you ever get in here and your engine battery's dead, as long as your coach battery's good, you can push this, hold this, and this will jump the engine battery using your coach batteries. So pretty impressive. You can also do that vice versa if you had an issue with your coach batteries. But this is your cockpit area. Now for your passenger seat, your table that pulls out, show you how that pulls out here. Picks up and just pulls over here to you. Gives you a nice little setup there, little work area. So now when you're playing the stereo up here in the cab, as you're driving down the road, you have a speaker over here by the driver, as well as a speaker over here by the passenger. 12-volt plugs as well as your USB connection. You're going to have two 12-volt plugs. There's one there. This is another 12-volt. USB plug is here. Another 12-volt here. And then you're going to have one other right over here that is two USB ports. So you have three USB and three 12-volt up in the cab area. Now I've had people before ask me, hey Paul, could you show the units with the slides in? And this is what you would be looking at. This is the way it would look as you're going down the road. This is the amount of space that you're going to have walking through the coach. So you can see you can get to the back bedroom if you need to, and if you wanted to lay in bed, you could lay in bed. So this is looking towards the back and then looking towards the front. So you can see you have access all the way back to your refrigerator, kitchen area, and the bathroom. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put the slide out. Now, you could use your phone if you wanted to, or you could go ahead and use the panel. I'm going to use the panel this time. Now, it's going to give you a warning message prior to you putting your slide out. Now, before you want to put your slide out in, you want to make sure that your driver's seat is up out of the way, both when it's coming in or going out. You don't want that dragging across the back side of that seat. The other thing is you're going to want to have your engine on, parking brake on. Now I would highly recommend for those of you when you're operating the slide out, make sure, it is imperative in my estimation, I'm just telling you my professional opinion, to have your generator on, make sure that you have it running or that you're plugged in. And the way you can tell if you have power, you just look up at the microwave. If you see 3 zeros, you know you have power. The reason why I tell you that, you want to have full battery power when you're operating these slide outs. In the event that you do not use full or have full battery power, you run the risk of these motors on these things getting out of sync, and that's where you're going to run into issues. So that's very important. Now, the other thing you're going to tell you is that you're supposed to be level. Now, I'm just going to give you my professional opinion. This thing was built square and level. To me, in my opinion, my professional opinion, I would put these slide outs out before I put the jacks down. But that, again, that's just my personal opinion. We operate them like that here on the lot, and we are not level. But be sure that whichever way that you operate it, if you're putting these slide outs out with the jacks up, make sure you're bringing it in with the jacks up. If you're putting it out with the jacks down, make sure you're bringing it in with the jacks down. You want to have that coach, that frame, in the same frame of mind when it's going both ways there. So the other most important thing, or another important thing with these slide outs, make sure that you hold the button for up to 10 seconds after it's all the way out or all the way in. Otherwise, you will have your slide outs get unsynchronized, and that will create issues. So all we're going to do is go to the panel. You'll push the panel, and I'll show you that when we come over here, and then you're just going to push and hold extend. Now, when it gets to the end, you're going to hear the motors running on one or the other side. And I would just say just hold that for up to 10 seconds. After, you'll be happy that you did. Much more room, as you can see. So the first thing you're going to have your sofa here. Now you're going to notice the heat ducts are up off the floor. You'll see the heat duct is right here on the end. You're also going to have a heat duct underneath your kitchen area. There's one over on this side. So you're going to have heat ducts in multiple places. Nice thing is they're not collecting any dust and popcorn kernels. Now with your dinette booth, nice thing with this, it actually has cup holders, and this one's very easy to put down to a bed because of the fact the way this table's made. Notice how it's mounted to the wall, but all you do is you unlock it here, and then the table will just push straight on down. Just make sure that once you put it up, that you lock it, and that'll keep it from coming back down. So it makes it very easy. You see when you're putting it down, it's going to just lay right on that ledge, and then you'll just take your cushions and it'll go all the way across there. Making a bed that's 67 inches in length and 41 inches in width. Now, if you're wondering if there's storage below your dinette booth, really isn't. What you have under the first one here, this is a freshwater tank, which we saw from the outside, and then on the back side here, you're really not going to want to put anything in here because this is where your water pump is, as well as your seat belts. So that's all right in here. So those are the two dinettes in the camper. So they do a nice job when they're putting the cushions back on here. You actually have little Velcro spots for both the base and the back one. That keeps this from sliding and falling out of place. Now you saw the slats for where you're bringing through the seat belts, and they also have the slats through the cushions where a lot of them don't do that. And then see again, this is that Velcro I was telling you about, so when you put it up there, it's not going to be falling down as you're driving down the road. And when you're sitting on the cushion, it's not going to be sliding out from under you. Now, typically in your Hurricanes, you're going to notice something that looks like this. Kind of going to explain to you about the 4G LTE router with Wi-Fi extender, your 10-inch touchscreen. Something we haven't touched on yet is the Multiplex wiring system with the touchscreen. That's also that one that you can put an app on your phone. The solar prep, the tie down, you have the power for the bed above, your 8,000-pound trailer hitch, and I'm going to go over that in a little bit, and the Sirius satellite radio. So that's all part of the packages that they have with this. So now let me show you how your sofa makes a bed. So what you're going to do is Velcro connected again. You're going to take off your back cushions. So get them off of there. You can put them back there once you open it back up. Then you're just going to lift here in the front, and notice how the leg needs to be adjusted a little bit. It should be falling out like that. And this will come out, and notice how it's right up against your dinette. So you don't have a lot of room here, but that's what you're looking at there. So you can actually set those cushions back in the back if you want. You can sit up, watch the TV, which I haven't gone over yet, but that's what the bed looks like. Now, the bed size here, this is about 77 inches in length, 56 inches across. So about a double, or if you call it a full, whichever one you guys would call it. Now to put it back away, again, you're just going to fold this back up through here. Then this is folding back up. Make sure that you fold the legs in, and then that goes right down in there like that. You're going to take the back cushions, put them back on, and you are back in business. It's back to being a sofa again. It's that simple. Now let's talk about operating this bed here. This bed is going to be good for up to 500 pounds. First thing you're going to want to do is you want to remove these pins. These pins will be up in this location here. They slide right in there. You'll pull out, there'll be one on either side. So you're going to get both of those pins out, and then we're going to show you how to put it down. So now all you do is you come back to here, and you're going to be, let's say that this is your panel here. You're just going to go ahead and push your buttons here that actually takes you to slide outs. And this way here, you're able to see that you have bunks, you have the awning, you have your slide out. So then all you're going to do is you're going to push and hold the down button. Now this is the same mechanism that is for the slide out. Again, you're going to want to hold this button to make sure that it operates properly again. You want it to synchronize. And that's all the way down. So you can see this is a pretty good sized bed here. So the mattress is 55 inches wide by 6 feet in length. Now you're going to have a little bit of extra room, as you can see, on either side for those of you that might need that extra space. But notice how they have the netting around there so things aren't going to be falling down and getting in the way. Now there is a ladder that comes with it, and or you could go ahead and use the sofa, the back seat of the chair, to get up on top of there. Now to give you an idea of the rest of this camper, as you can see, the big TV that you have up here, and that's going to be, you know, so if you have the seats turned around up front here, great location. Also for your sofa right across here, as well as if you were sitting on this part of the dinette booth. Now that is fixed, so you're not going to be able to swivel it all. Now you do have your DVD player up top here, so that's going to work right through that TV. So the little box you see on top of the Sony DVD player here, this little box right here, that's an HDMI switch box, and what that allows you to do is for this DVD player to play on all 3 TVs. So you actually select it on that little box there. So you're going to have a TV here, one outside, and then of course one in the bedroom. Now you do have a little storage up above the cabinet as you come in the door. One thing I didn't turn on when the bed was down, but you do have a light right there, and it does have its own little switch, so that way there, when you're up in the bunk bed, if you need additional lighting, that can give that to you. Now when we were on the roof, we saw the 2 air conditioners, and then we saw all the different vents for fans. Now the front vent, that's all it is a vent. Now if you wanted to, you could switch that to a power vent fan of whatever you'd like, the small one, the big one. I'll be able to show you both and give you the pros and cons of both as well, because there is one of each in the coach. Now with 2 air conditioners, doesn't matter which one you're running, they will throw air conditioning or cold air to the whole cabin, the whole coach itself. The benefit of having the 2 is the one in the bedroom, if you're running that allows you to have a warm air return in that room if the door is closed, as well as a warm air return in the front section of your RV. Both of these are Coleman Mach air conditioners. Nice thing about them, they're quiet, but also you have a quick cool feature here, so that way there, if in fact you come in here and it's hot, you turn them on, you can actually just open up this and it's going to dump it into this area. Or let's say that you're hot, you can actually open that, stand right under it, and let it cool yourself off as well. So that's the benefit of having that style of air conditioner. Now here for your entertainment purposes, of course you're going to be watching TV, it's going to be over there. However, if you're sitting on the sofa or laying on the sofa, you're going to notice the stereo speakers are right above it. It's also going to give you 110 outlet on top there, and then USB 12-volt connectors right there as well. So those are right there, and each of those lights is just a push button, so you can shut them off or turn them on as you wish. Now as you can see for the window, you have the jalousie style windows. The benefit there, if it's raining, you can actually still open the window. So that's right there. And then of course looking at your cabinets above here, you can see how deep they are. Nice, good, deep cabinets. It's all the way through, so if you have something long, you're able to put those in there. And they are solid wood cabinet doors with the metal struts holding them up. Looking into the kitchen, you're going to notice you're going to have an MCD roller shade instead of the pull-down shades you have elsewhere. Nice, solid surface countertop, high-rise faucet, and it's a pull-out. And you're going to notice also that it's a split sink. Nice thing with the split sink is the fact that this way here, you have extended counter space if you're not having to use both of your sinks. You have another outlet in the kitchen right up here. That's going to be right back there, so that way there you can plug in your coffee maker there. Notice also the nice backsplash. It's actual tile. It's not the paper mache ones that you see in some of the coaches that they put them on. And then look at all that storage underneath your sink there. So that's all storage access on both sides there. Now I know some of you thinking, why didn't they just make that one big door? As you can see, there's a transition in the cabinet, hence the reason why they had to have 2 doors. Then of course you're going to have the full extension drawer glides, all wood, metal ball bearings. And more importantly, something you should look at, in my estimation, is behind your drawers. There are some manufacturers that put metal ball bearing glides on these, but in the back, you can see where it's attached. Notice how that's metal. It's not plastic. Storage above your kitchen countertop, as you can see. You got a nice large cabinet here with a shelf, and that is an adjustable shelf. You can take it out all the way if you want, or adjust. You can see your microwave plugs in over here, makes it easily for you to get to. So that is above your kitchen. Now this is your 3-burner cooktop, and this thing flips over just like that, gets up out of the way. You have your clicker right here. This will actually light your burners. And then the oven, this is actually the larger of the 2 ovens that are available out there, or a couple different ovens. Nice thing about this one will actually cook a 20-pound turkey. Just need to do it half at a time. Now earlier I talked about how it's multiplex wiring system. Now this is your screen that you have between the bathroom and the living area, right in the kitchen area here. And what you're able to do is you have your home button. You can turn all, well, this will shut off most of the lights in the coach, and then of course turn them on. It's going to show you your zone A1 and 2 that you have. So that's bedroom and the kitchen area. All your tanks, water pump, water heater. This has both gas and electric water pump. Your batteries. So you have your chassis and the house batteries. Chassis being the engine. And then of course you have your generator. You can start it here, you can start it at the generator, or you can start it at your driver's seat. So you have multiple places to go ahead and start it, but you also have the AGS. Now with AGS, what you're able to do is, make sure you read your disclosure here. Come on, enable. Oh. Might help if I read the instructions. Hold for enable button for 3 seconds or more, then release. So now what you're able to do with your automatic generator start, that's what AGS stands for. You're able to go ahead and set it for low voltage trigger. So you have low voltage, you have HVAC load. You can have it start at certain times. So first thing is, you can start it if there is a low battery. You just set what battery you want it. How's the minimum time you want it to run? Volts, you have this stop at what volts do you want it to stop at. You're also going to have it starting at quiet in the morning and stopping in the evening. So if you're in an area where you're not allowed to run your generator, let's say after 7 or 8 o'clock at night, but you're allowed to turn it back on at 7 in the morning, you can set those times. So multiple ways that you can set this automatic generator start to help manage your power, and that's especially important if you're boondocking, if your batteries get low. So one of those things I think that would be helpful for you. So now back to this. Next thing you have, this is back to your AGS. Then this is going to be your lights. So you have your cargo lights, step well, your awning lights. This is your living area, your bathroom, bed, and the vanity. So everything is on here, but the cool thing is I can turn all of those on except for these 3 by hitting the master light switch. Next thing you're going to have, this is going to be for your zone 1, zone 2, for your air conditioner, as well as the furnace. Now the furnace is only going to be in one location. That's going to be in zone 1, but it actually heats the whole coach. Back in the back here, that is for your fan, and I'm going to go over that with you in a moment. Now for your air conditioning and so forth, you would just go ahead and you can hear, now that's I just have the fan on right now. It's 60 degrees in here. I have it set at 71. I'm going to get back over to that. But so you can adjust the temperature. Now, so that's what the air conditioner would sound like if it was running. I have the fan in the high position. I'll put the fan on back in the back as well. That's as noisy as it's going to get in here. My recommendation is that if you're running the air conditioner, set your fan either on high or low in order to keep the fan circulating the air when the compressor goes off. The time that you want to put your fan in the auto mode is when you are running your furnace. And the reason for that, you don't want your air conditioner fan running when you're trying to heat up the place. So that's pertaining to your air conditioner. Okay, so now I want to show you how to operate this power vent fan. Now what I've done is, I've opened this window and I pulled the shade down because I want to show you how it's pulling air. It is very important that if you're operating a Fantastic vent fan or a Max Air vent fan, that you have something open, whether it be another vent or your door or a window. Have it open so that it will actually be able to pull air. So for this particular one, what you're going to want to do is you have an actual You're going to be pretty tall to open this, but you're going to want to open it here. Now remember, this is the one that had the cover on the roof. Now it has a little push button over here, and the fan button, it actually goes to number 4. Apparently I pushed it one too many. As it comes on, what you're going to notice is that's actually moving a little bit. It's actually pulling air, and it's going to pull it right on out. You hear the fan, it's very, very quiet, but you can see how that's moving away from, let me pull it down a little bit. You can see this little caution thing on the counter actually moving, so I can actually feel that airflow pulling through there. So that's helpful for when you're cooking. It'll be pulling air through here and taking anything from here out of your coach. That way there you're not setting off that smoke detector as you're coming in the door there. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. So now your bathroom fan, you could be operating it here or in the bathroom. Now there's a difference with the bathroom fan. Let me go over this with you. Now the bathroom fan in here, you can see it's a smaller blade. With the small blade fan, you do not need to open a window or door or another vent. You don't have to worry about that. It'll actually just pull out the air that's within that area there and just get the steam or whatever out of the bathroom area. So that's what that is for. So you can either push the button here, or you could push a button as you come in here. As you can see, because it's multiplex wiring, you have your bathroom light, there's a ceiling light on the outside, and then of course you have your fan, which you can turn on here, and you also have a water pump switch. Benefit to you there is, in the event that you came in here, you're boondocking, and you forgot to turn the water pump on out there, you don't have to get up to do that. Now something else I have people ask me to do is to step in the shower to kind of give you an idea of how large this shower is. Now, give you an idea how big I am. I'm 5'8", about 170 pounds. Now the shower is 22 inches this way. So from the back wall to the glass, you're about 22 inches. Front or side to side here, you're going to be about 35.5 inches that direction. And then the height, you have 82 inches in height with this skylight inside of this bathroom. So, and the door is on, as you can see, it's on a track, and it is lockable right here. So hopefully that gives you kind of an idea how much room you have. Now you're going to notice that the bathroom door is a pocket door. Now notice how I just pulled on down on that, and then it's locking. So you notice how it's locked now. It's not actually opening. In order to open it back up, I need to push down here, and as it moves back in place, it'll lock in place so it's in the travel mode. So you can notice you have a foot pedal porcelain toilet. Notice the toilet paper holder is in place. You're going to have good storage in here. You know, nice little cabinet storage. Now, it's not deep, but it's good storage. You'll be able to utilize it. I'm sure you'll figure out things that can go in these. This one's going to be a little bit deeper. And those are all the storage things in here. Notice how you have the hand towel holder as well as a towel holder here as well. So those are already installed. And then your GFI 110 outlet there. So I had mentioned earlier about your heat duct being right there. You're also going to have one, this is actually vented, so it's coming across the back there behind the toilet. As you can see a little space back there. That's where the ductwork's coming for you to blow heat both directions. So you have both heat as well as an air conditioning duct in the bathroom, which I think is very important. And for those of you that have camped before, you know what I'm talking about. Either in the summer it's too hot in here, or in the fall or spring it's cold as all inside the bathroom. Now down below, your sink, not much storage there because they're going to have some other things back behind that. Remember, the TV is on the outside, and that is what's behind this area. Good sized medicine cabinet, as you can see, and it does have a mirror, and you can see, you know, nice little sink with a lot of storage there. And of course the mirror, for those of you that may be a little bit shorter or even taller, as you can see, it's a good size mirror. Now looking at your refrigerator, this is a Norcold refrigerator freezer. I'll put a little video down below on how to operate this. It's pretty simple as far as how you want to do it. You want to set your mode to, of course this one, there it is. You want to set your mode basically to auto. That way there it'll check for electric first, and it will go to propane when you detach from electric or you shut off your generator. So kind of a nice little feature. So you see, as you come in the bedroom area, this is where your breakers and fuses are going to be. This is your fuses, this is your breakers, and then over here, this is your LP as well as a carbon monoxide detector that is located right in the bedroom area. Coming into the bedroom, you see good storage space here. You've got the nice drawers down below, and they're pretty good sized drawers. You're going to have 6 of these. Guys, if you're lucky, you might get a couple. Now and then, of course, this is the closet space. I want to kind of give you an idea what you're looking at for your closet. Now, something I didn't explain to you when we were up front is it does have a table, and I'll show you where that goes up in the front, in between the seats. But you'll notice in here you could hang your clothes, and that table is not going to be in your way at all. I wanted to back up a little bit to let you see that how big that closet is. Also wanted to kind of give you an idea of where your TV is located. Good area. Now that's hinged so you can actually get behind the TV. And then down below it you can see you have 110 as well as USB outlets, and an additional window that you can actually open up for extra ventilation. Again, another jalousie window. So as you can see, that's the storage area back behind the TV. I just flipped it up. You can see how the struts hold it up out of the way. So nice little hiding spot for you. Nice window in the back. Your privacy shade. And then you're going to have storage up above your bed. And then on either side, again, more placed for you to hang things. And then good storage up above. Now I know you might say, Paul, well, you know I saw where you go ahead and set your air conditioner for the bedroom, but how does it know when it gets to temperature? And that's a great question. What it has a little sensor here above the bed, and that is where it will sense the temperature. Even though you're going to set the temperature up in the right here in the kitchen area, it will go ahead and be able to sense the temperature back here in the bedroom. And as I had mentioned earlier, by the benefit of having this back here is even if you were plugged into 30 amp service, you could run one AC at a time. That way at night you run this one if it's just you guys. And that way there, as you have your door closed, you've got actual air circulation back in the bedroom. Now something else on this side of the bed you have a nice little drawer here, and then you have more storage down below. Pretty good storage. Now you're going to have a 110 outlet is hidden down here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right there. So it's down there. And then you're also going to have a 12 volt and USB over here on your nightstand. So that is on this side, on the front part of the bed. Now this is a king size bed, which makes it nice. Gives you a little bit more room in bed for those of you that may have the four-legged friends that like to sleep with you. You can see it comes with the extra pillows and so forth, nice padded wall. And on the opposite side, you can see you have the USB. It's actually on the cabinet. Now on this particular side, you're just going to have the drawer. And then 110 outlet will be down below the bed as well. So that is on this side of the bed here. Now while you're in the bedroom, and I missed this, you actually have a generator start right here as well. So you actually have 4 places to start your generator. You have at the dash, you have here, you have right up at that panel, and then you have out at the generator. So you've got well, I guess a 5th one, if you really were, is the app on your phone. So multiple places for you to be operating the different systems for this coach. Now I know you're probably saying to me, Paul, you said there was a ladder. Yes, the ladder actually stores under this part of the bed. So you see this will lift up. It's only on this side, and the ladder's stored right under here. You also have pretty good storage up underneath the bed. Notice this thing's not being held up, so this could be a 2-person job depending on how much power you got, whether you had your Cheerios or not that day. So that is the bedroom area. So as I promised, about where you put this table. That's where you set that table leg, and that way there, as these seats are turned around, then you're able to have a table in between it. And again, as I mentioned, you have that cup holder right there. Now, the other thing I told you I'd go over with you was about the tow capacity. I know that this thing has an 8,000 pound hitch receiver on it, and unfortunately there's people out there that I think abuse that particular part of what this motorhome is actually capable of towing. You have to take in consideration the unloaded vehicle weight of this unit, and then you have to go from there. So here's how things work. You have a dry weight on this coach right at about 15,800 pounds. So if I subtract my gross combined weight rating of 23,000, well, actually take 15,800 from the 23,000, you will see that will give me a tow rating of 7,200 pounds. Now, keep in mind, that's assuming you didn't put anything on the coach. So how is it that you're supposed to go about figuring out your tow rating? What you'd want to do is you load your coach, get it weighed, figure out what you're actually weighed, and then subtract that from the 23,000 pounds. So don't buy into the hype that just because somebody puts an 8,000 pound hitch receiver on the back of there, that's what it's capable of towing. You will notice that most Class A gas motorhomes put a 5,000 pound hitch receiver on the back. And again, just because they put a 5,000 pound hitch receiver on the back does not mean they can tow 5,000 pounds. Always look at dry weight, gross vehicle weight rating, and your gross combined weight rating. So I hope that helped. Do appreciate you watching. If there's something in particular you'd like me to go over, maybe in more detail, if there's a particular system that you'd like to me to go over for you, let me know. And by the way, I was doing this video because Camper Life wanted me to go ahead and do this for them, and I'm glad to do that for them. So if there is something that you would like me to review for you, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be glad to go ahead and do something. Do appreciate you watching, and I'll be back at you again soon. Take care.